7 NBA players who played other sports. Basketball is one of the swankiest sports disciplines today, and it has been so for years. The NBA is undoubtedly one of the world's biggest leagues, and its roster is littered with legendary names like those of Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. But what people don't know is that not all the NBA stars started out as basketball players. A handful of them have represented other sports disciplines, only to switch allegiance to the court later. In this video, we will show you 7 NBA players who played other sports. But before we begin, kindly subscribe to our channel so that you can continue enjoying our amazing content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our weekly uploads. Let's get it on! Number 1. Glenn Davis. Football. Referring to the Louisiana-born NBA player as Big Baby is somewhat misleading. Something like enormous or humongous baby would be more accurate to describe the 6'9", 289-pounder. And the scary part is that Davis was even bigger and heavier when he played football in high school, as in big enough to body slam Shaquille O'Neal at the tender age of 15. As reported by the New York Times in a 2007 article, Davis was 6'6" and 345 pounds in high school. Old video highlights showcase his array of talents on the gridiron, which included hurdling a defender on a 20-yard touchdown run, sacking quarterbacks, catching passes, and blocking for a tailback. He even made a nimble spin move to shake a defender off his ankles on a 17-yard run. For a very large man, he's incredibly nifty, said Wayne Williams, who coached Davis in football during his sophomore and junior years at Baton Rouge's University Laboratory High School. Number 2. LeBron James. Football. Of course, basketball's greatest physical specimen would play the most physically demanding popular sport. Even if LeBron had been very vocal about the fact that he wouldn't let his sons play football, he was a football player himself, playing tight end, as well as obviously being a standout talent in basketball. In fact, LeBron James was a legendary high school football player. Mark Murphy, the St. Vincent St. Mary defensive coordinator when LeBron was there, said the NBA superstar could have been one of the greatest wideouts of all time. "I've been around a lot of great receivers," Murphy said. "I tell people that I rate my top receivers, coaching, playing, or watching, as James Lofton, Jerry Rice, Steve Largent, and LeBron James. That's insane praise for any high schooler." Now that James is a 6'8", 250-pound Superman who can run like a deer, freight train through defenders, and jump out of a stadium, he could still join Cristiano Ronaldo in making the lives of defenders miserable if he decided to play soccer. Then again, LeBron could succeed at just about anything he puts his mind and body to. The wide receiver position would simply allow him to put his physical gifts to their best use. Number 3. Luol Deng. Soccer. The South Sudanese once told ESPN FC's Luis Arroyave in 2007, "I always wanted to be a soccer player. That was my first love. But I had this growth spurt where I became taller than everyone, and it just made more sense to play basketball." The decision proved fortuitous for the 6'9" Deng, who warranted the 7th pick in the 2004 draft and established his quality and hard work during 10 seasons with the Chicago Bulls. He was an All-Star in 2012 and 2013, when he also led the NBA in minutes played, hovering around 39 per game. Now, Deng's soccer playing is confined to the likes of Steve Nash's charity soccer game. But that sport bred Deng's competitiveness and honed his athleticism despite very meager circumstances. He told Arroyave, "I was born in Sudan and grew up in Egypt and then England. We would play with balls made of socks or put a towel over a balloon and wrap duct tape around it. We used a tennis ball a lot too. Only in big games did we use a soccer ball." Number 4. Leandro Barbosa. Soccer. For Brazilians like Leandro Barbosa, there is soccer followed by a substantial chasm, followed by all other sports. Growing up in Sao Paulo, the Golden State Warriors guard was raised on a steady diet of Sports Club Corinthians, the city's subversive and wildly popular soccer club. As Barbosa once told Boston.com, "My father was Corinthiano, and from the time I was born, we had the flag of the team and we went to the Pacaembu Stadium. Even now, many Corinthians players are my friends. Emerson Sheik is a great friend, a super amigo. We are always together." But Barbosa balanced basketball and soccer growing up, and he found that the skills transferred over. saying, "I always talk about soccer and basketball in terms of vision and facilitating passes and how that happens. At the same time, you get the timing, you gauge the distances, the angles of passes, when to defend, when to attack. You learn a lot from soccer, and it makes basketball easier. In fact, if it weren't for soccer honing his court vision, Barbosa might never have cracked the NBA." Number 5. Joel Embiid, soccer and volleyball. The big man from Cameroon enjoyed an unforeseen journey to the NBA. He played volleyball and soccer in his home country and only switched to basketball in 2011. Invited to a local basketball camp because of his height, Cameroon native and NBA player Luc Richard Mba was coaching at the camp and immediately took notice of the 17-year-old Embiid's skills. He said via Ben Cohen of the Wall Street Journal, "Those were moves that guys who had been playing for years were making. If not for Mba scouting Embiid as a matter of happenstance, the youngster might have been the tallest soccer player on the circuit." Grantland's Jordan Ritter Khan visited Embiid's hometown of Yaoundé, located in a nation with only 2 indoor basketball courts, and relayed, "Even as the game has grown, hardly any boys in Cameroon grow up playing basketball. Think about all the kids we're missing," said Francois Nyugwe, a coach at the University of Yaoundé. "The only people who play are people who coaches find." Number 6. Kevin Durant, flag football and baseball. Oklahoma City Thunder superstar and former MVP Kevin Durant may have suffered the curse of the based god, but he's likely to break out of the funk if he can rehab his foot. If not, he could try to revive his skills in another sport, even if it's an uphill battle. Durant's brief forays on the baseball diamond have been utterly forgettable, even to him. He was asked by ESPN's Sam Alipur in 2009, "Did you play anything besides basketball?" Durant seemed to have repressed the memory of his days as a baseball player, responding, "That's all I played growing up. Actually, you know what? At Oak Hill Academy in Virginia, I played baseball for about 3 games, and I was bad, really bad. It just wasn't for me. I wanted to try something new for once, but it wasn't for me at all. Seriously, I think I struck out every time I went to bat." In case you thought Durant was merely being humble, he proved his bumbling baseball skills by whiffing on a routine pop-up during a celebrity softball game. But practice makes perfect. And even Michael Jordan rounded into a respectable baseball player during his stint in the minors. If not, Durant can always take it easy on his foot and fall back on his prowess in flag football. Number 7. Matt Barnes, football. Back when he attended Del Campo High School in Sacramento, California, the former Memphis Grizzlies forward Matt Barnes was a star on both the basketball and football teams. As noted by the Los Angeles Times, the school retired his jersey in 2011. This was a move to honor the young man who compiled All-American, All-State, All-CIF, All-City, and All-League honors during both his prep basketball and football days. Even once he had become an NBA player, Barnes still contemplated playing pro football in 2006, having his agent put out feelers to NFL teams for a tryout when he had not yet signed an NBA contract that summer. The Golden State Warriors eventually snapped him up for that season. Did you enjoy our video? Who are your favorite athletes, and which sports do they participate in? Well, if you enjoyed our video, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more of our amazing content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our weekly uploads. We value your feedback. Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comments section below.